I can't type. I don't take dictation. I won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones,
Just a minute.
will you make a copy of this?
Naturally. I push the button on the Xerox 914. I make perfect copies of whatever my boss needs by just turning a knob and pushing a button. Anything he can see, I can copy in black and white on ordinary paper. And am I fast? I can make 7 copies a minute. By the way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
When did you start baking from scratch?
It's not scratch, Mom. It's new Pillsbury Plus.
A yellow cake this firm could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus.
A cake this moist could only be from scratch. A cake this rich could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus. The plus is pudding. Pudding right in the mix to add that moistness.
Rich flavor. New Pillsbury Plus, huh? Looks like scratch has met its match.
Know how I save money? With unsweetened Kool-Aid and sugar, just like my mom did. I remember how she'd mix a big pitcherful. Kool-Aid was so good and so inexpensive. It's still as delicious as ever. Today, with my sugar, it's about 12 cents a quart. Has vitamin C, too. I like giving Kathy what my mom gave me.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix and your sugar. You loved it as a kid, you trust it as a mother.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle has a new, quick-drying formula? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.
America's been waiting for a family show about a real family.
Maybe you're just old-fashioned. Yeah, maybe.
A show that reveals the joys and the sorrows.
You better all dig down and find your pennies because this family could be in deep financial trouble.
The triumphs and the defeats of real people.
Mary, would you lay off him? He's just trying to do his job.
The Bradfords are the family. 8 is Enough is the show. Right after Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley.
A working day out here stretches from sunup to sundown. But there's always time for a Marlboro. The cigarette that gives you flavor, rich and full.
You get a lot to like with a Marlboro filter, flavor, pack, or box.
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
And now there's something new in Marlboro country. A fresh new cigarette. Marlboro Menthol Green. Just ask for Marlboro Green. Unless you're already smoking famous Marlboro Red. Red or green, you get a lot to like in Marlboro country.
I hereby dub you the Easter Bunny.
Wednesday, a special family presentation narrated by Fred Astaire.
The Easter Bunny is coming to town today.
Let's all have a happy Easter.
The Easter Bunny's coming to town.
Hi, I'm Sandy Duncan, and like most everybody, I am a snack lover. In fact, right now, I love some Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins taste really good, and they're full of natural whole wheat. So they make a terrific snack right out of the box, or you could put something on top. Look, when you're having a snack, why not have something really good? Wheat Thins. They call them the light little cracker with the big wheat taste from Nabisco. Love them.
That's right. Ring that bell. It's Sunday. It's IRATE Prostate. And you know what Sunday means. It's time for ice cream. It's Ice Cream Sunday. I'm so clever. It was really a really long process to get there, but we got there out of sheer will. Oh, I had you. I'm sorry, man. I had you muted. Oh, say that again. You were.
I was just saying, I've also been called a light cracker with a big taste.
Nice. Yeah. Sandy Duncan, old stuff. I'm loving this old commercials, man. You know, Marlboro Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know the coda on that thing. Anyway, so the reason I call this thing ice cream is because most people see ice cream as a treat. And to me, a treat is just hanging out with somebody I'm interested in and having just a really cool conversation with. Ask some questions, and then sometimes we get into some improv jazz excursions. So that will happen occasionally. I think I've done a couple, maybe more than a couple of Quippers United with today's guest. And it's like so I want to branch out and start reaching out to more people. And so I asked Frosted if he'd do this, and he said sure, and it was awesome, man. And I haven't had a chance to sit with this dude one-on-one and just hang out and like I say, kick the bobo. That's an old phrase that I used to use, and I figured I'm going to resurrect it. I ain't heard anybody using it lately. Anyway, and on that note, I want everybody to greet one and only Frosted Glass.
Oh. Hey, everybody.
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Had like a busy weekend, hung out with some friends yesterday, but yeah. Other than that.
When you say hung out, did we partying or just chilling?
Oh, well, like it's a kind of like regular thing with a circle of friends, like we call it Gentleman's Day, where we all just hang out for the day and drink and play games and shit. Yeah. Right. And I'm not much of a drinker, but yeah, I take part too.
Understand.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah. And let's say hi to the chat before we get rolling here. And the chat knows that, towards the end of the show, I will be asking them for questions if they have any for you, Frosted. So jot them down during the main part, and when I'm ready towards the end, I'll be asking y'all for that. Okay. Terry DeMontis, of course. I knew that dude would show up. Sir Adamantine, greetings, sir. Johnny Hellcat, hey. Of course, Frosted, sorry it took me so long to get you wrenched, man. I was trying to make sure everything was going. It's a little weird, running the production and shit. So, Kay Shaw, greetings. Dr. Kiev. Pear de Bear. I don't know why I was going to say polar bear, but my brain wanted me to. Duck Dog, greetings. Stan Alch, we can. So Duck Dog is here, so we can legally get going now. It'd be nice to. I don't know, get Goat Man maybe to show up. So
Goat Man?
Yeah, you know Goat Man, Mr. Goat Man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's he'll pop up probably. I got a feeling. I just got a feeling. So all right, the way that I do this show is, I've got a series of questions, beginning with stuff about YouTube, and then I'll be asking you about your development and stuff, and then. And with maybe talk about some other stuff, and then when we're at the end, after I ask the chat for questions, we'll end up at the YouTube part, And again, so we begin and end, kind of like a Pink Floyd album. We begin and end at the same place. So,
hey, I mean, best band of all time, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, I noticed some stuff, and if you probably can't hear this background that I'm running, but I took the oink at the beginning of Pigs, and I've strung it together as like a loop. So
nice.
It's playing slowly in the mix beneath the. There's a guitar thing going on there, and then the bridge of the Enterprise. So I try to give the original Enterprise. That is.
Yeah. I was dog sitting for a friend recently, and I was listening to dogs, and the the barking dogs in the background were setting them off like crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because I think that's an organ, and it goes, and then all of a sudden the way the mix is, it's a dog barking, and it sounds just like it, but then it goes into a real dog. It's a great album. Great album.
Yeah.
Actually, it's my favorite of the post-like metal stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
The Wall is my favorite, but Animals is definitely underrated.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think, if anything, Animals is really an aggressive, almost self-abusive album. If you go into how the album was made and stuff, there was a lot of tension in the band members, and they never had toured for Wish You Were Here when it was time to do that, do that in the studio. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of things. So, all right. So let me ask you about YouTube. All right, Mr. Frosted Glass. How long would you say you've been around YouTube, and what made you decide to kind of like what I call get on the other side of the screen?
I don't know. I've been like watching, the political stuff for a while now. I got into the whole Lords of the Night circle, and seeing eventually started going on Jack Gutsky's Quippers streams, and then I think there was one time where Jack's power went out or something, so we had sort of an emergency stream where I hosted it, and Jack was thankful for it, and I said, I had been toying with the idea of doing my own stream where I do the articles, the type that I submit for MSS News on Lords of the Night, the really cancerous medium ones, just because they really entertain me and just how stupid they are.
Is the Root, is that still existing? The Root?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to go there, and not as often anymore. But Medium is a definite source for stupid.
Indeed. All right, so let's see. So, do you have any kind of idea or concept behind the persona, or how much would you say what people see or hear? On your streams, would you say is a real you?
I don't know. Part of the reason I stream is because I'm kind of socially awkward, I guess. So I kind of figure it's good for me, So I don't know. I try to infuse my real sense of humor and stuff like that into my show, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to answer.
All right, so this is where we start going into is there a food from your childhood that you really you couldn't stand it, you didn't like it or whatever, and now as an adult you actually like it?
I don't know. I've kind of been a picky eater for my whole life, but let's see. I don't know. I know I hated shepherd's pie growing up, but I still hate that, so I guess it doesn't count. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Well, you know, a lot of people will have stuff they've that they still hate it as as an adult, and that's valid too. I think because I think it gives a lot about our experiences and things, right? Let's see. Okay, if you could describe your family with one word growing up, what would you use?
Let's see. One word. I don't know if I could do one word.
Well, then a brief
let's say, interesting, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Go ahead.
I had I don't know. I had I still do. I still have 2 older sisters. Let's see. There have been some like drama over the years, and I don't know. It's for better or worse. It's been interesting, I suppose, would be the word.
So where are you in the birth order, and how many years are apart?
Well, I'm the youngest. I have one sister's 10 years older and one that's 4 years older.
Okay, spaced out. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. So, all right, who would you say was the most influential person on you as a child?
I suppose I would take after my dad a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He died when I was around 16, but like I think I get sort of his like mannerisms, like his sense of humor kind of thing from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any physical attributes that are definitely from him? You know what I'm saying? How old are you?
I don't know.
By the way.
Oh, I'm 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's I don't know. I've found that in my experience, it's like there's mannerisms and there's things. There's even like physiological similarities I have with my own dad. It's almost like I'm a clone. And there was the longest time I didn't want to be anything like him. So, yeah.
Actually, well, I have red hair, but neither of my parents do. So,
I suppose that's kind of, yeah,
man.
No doubt. My wife's a redhead, so you special gingers everywhere.
Yeah, see, because since we have no soul, that that holds the rest of you back. So
that's right.
That's why we're gonna take over and be the master race someday.
Indeed. So what kind of kid were you?
I was always the quiet, like antisocial type, I suppose. I never had more than like 1 or 2 friends at a time, but like, I normally like avoided like social stuff like that. But I don't know, I think as I developed like a sense of humor like later on, it helped out. And yeah, I normally just, make friends through other friends,
Okay. Is there a holiday or season of the year that holds special meaning for you?
Let's see. I mean, I like Christmas time, I suppose. It's very, it brings back, memories and things like that.
Right.
Also, I don't know, there's something about like summer nights that, I don't know, it just feels very nostalgic. I'm not sure why.
Nice.
And I'm not even a big summer guy. Like, I prefer the winter.
Right. Is it warm where you are there, pretty much most of the time, or is it cooler?
Well, I'm in like New England, so it's
okay.
Yeah, so it, cold in the winter, but it's also too hot for me in the summer.
If you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the age of 8, what would you tell yourself?
Let's see. Stop touching that. No.
That's funny.
I don't know. Probably don't eat as much. That would probably solve some of the problems I got now.
I hear you. So what were you like as a student? What was elementary school like for you?
Let's say, like, throughout school, I feel like all my teachers either loved me or hated me because I like always asked tons of questions and things like that, and depending on the subject, I could be really into it. Like, I always loved history. Like if we had a day where in like middle school or so, if we had a day where we weren't actually learning anything and just hanging out or something, like I would ask to see the notes so I could catch up on it just because I was interested in it.
Sweet.
I don't know. I was a nerd.
So what were you an active kid, or were you an athlete? Did you did you learn music or anything? Art?
I was like in band in middle school, but
what'd you play?
Trumpet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you first chair?
Yeah, and I was okay. Like nothing special, but I did meet like my current best friend through band. Like, right. He played drums.
Nice.
And I was never very good at gym. That was like the one class that I was worried about failing usually.
Right.
They always say, oh, it's fine as long as you try and all that stuff, but then it's like, oh, you gotta swim this much in this amount of time. It's bullshit.
Yeah. I was I got a little bit in common with you on that, man. I'm adverse to the movement personally, but all right, so what was middle school like?
Let's see. Well, like I said, that was when I met like my current best friend, and also like my best friend from that time who, we ended up having like a falling out and haven't seen him in a long time, but and like it went pretty well, I think.
Okay. So what would you say the craziest thing you did as a kid, either in elementary or middle school? That's usually when we're doing crazy shit as kids.
Let's see. Craziest thing. I don't know. I have to think about that. I remember getting like stuck in a shopping cart, like in a parking lot once.
Yeah.
Yeah, when my friends were like pushing me around. Although that might have been more high school.
Yeah. So what kind of grades did you have going into high school?
Say pretty good, depending on the class. Like I said, like history, or I also took Latin as my language. I did pretty good at that, I think. Yeah, like, I probably didn't try as hard as I should have in some of the subjects.
What made you choose Latin?
Well, it was like, I think the only other choices were like Spanish and French, and neither of them interested me. So, and I don't know, it just seemed like more unusual, I suppose. And plus, like, it ended up being really helpful because, you know, with Latin being like the root of, you know, a ton of other languages.
Yeah, so many other languages.
Yeah, like, so you can see a word that you've, like an English word you've never seen before, but you recognize like the Latin root and you can sort of guess what it means, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it just ended up being pretty helpful, like with the SATs and stuff like that.
All right. So what was high school like for you?
Let's see. Like, I suppose it was a little more like stressful, like just because the idea of getting into college and things like that, like, really stressed me out. Like the what's the movie? The one with Justin Long, and he makes like his own made up college or something like that. I remember I saw it in the theater, and just because it was about college, like, I couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it probably wasn't a great movie anyway, so.
Right. So it's tapped into that anxiety. Let's see. So, go ahead.
But I ended up getting into a decent college, so it ended up all right, I suppose.
Right. So what was college like?
Well, I majored in digital post-production because I was interested in film, like editing. And that started with a editing class I took in high school. And yeah, I'm really like a film buff, I suppose. Just interested in like the different things you can do with editing, like I don't know, like the way you can sort of like change the meaning of something through editing. Thanks, Dr. Keeve. It was the movie Accepted.
Okay.
That's the movie I was trying to think of. Yeah, and yeah, I think it was a good choice too, because a lot of the classes I took were really interesting. Just the history of film, and also there were some like about setting up, setting up sets, with 10Ks and all that stuff. So it was definitely a very interesting experience.
Sounds nifty.
Yeah.
So what happened after? Did you graduate after 4 years, 2 years?
4 years. I got a Bachelor of Arts.
And so all right. So let's back up for a minute, and let's see. Do you remember the first time you realized? I'm not positive. Are you hetero? Are you?
Yeah.
I usually don't ask people this because I find out ahead of time that I didn't. I apologize. So what? All right. So when you remember the moment that you realized that you were attracted to female, and your body, gave you a physiological. You had a physiological reaction to whatever stimulus that excited you.
Let's see.
Gave you wood.
I mean, I suppose there were always the movies that you see as a kid, even though you're not supposed to. Like, I think one of the ones I remember is Halloween 2. The the horror movies that you watch just because they got boobs in them.
Yeah.
and my older sister watched horror movies, so I would sneak a peek now and then. Of course, then I was afraid of Michael Myers whenever I went to take out the trash, but it's probably worth it.
It was worth it, probably. That's what I was saying. Let's see. All right, so what about the first time you were alone with a girl?
Let's see.
That you weren't related to.
That was I think that was a girl I met on like OkCupid or something like that.
Okay.
Like yeah, because I don't know, like I said, I was never very social throughout school and stuff like that, so I don't know, I got into dating pretty later on, but yeah, and it was mostly very awkward. Like I look back on it and I'm like, wow, I was really a dork. But
yeah. Do you have somebody now? Are you in a relationship?
Not at the moment. Yeah.
That's right, ladies. He's free. Just keep that in mind. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I charge by the hour, but
well, if it's worth it, they'll pay it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. All right, what about the first time you got wasted? Like fucked up, wasted.
Well, actually, the first time I got drunk was actually, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I said, I'm not really a drinker, but like I decided to just try it once just to see what it was like.
Right.
And I didn't like throw up or get a hangover or anything like that, but I just decided I don't really like the feeling of it. So
hey, it's not for everybody, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I do stupid stuff, but not because of that.
Okay. So are you in the market for a relationship that might lead to like marriage or children, anything like that?
I don't know. I'll probably have to get I don't know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but I feel like I should get, my roots down more firmly before I start looking.
Right. Okay. Let me see where we're at here. All right. So let's kind of shift gears and get into your more aesthetic tastes. All right. And we touched on music earlier. Do you remember the first album you ever owned?
I mean, the first album, that was when I was like a little kid, and that was the soundtrack for Aladdin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was the first CD I owned.
Right. Have you ever been to a concert?
I've been to a few, but only one of them that I actually wanted to, and that was AC/DC.
Oh, yeah? Was that enjoyable or what?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was, I think that was after high school.
Crazy.
And, yeah, I've been to a couple others, but one was like a country one that I went to because my friend wanted to go. I'm not really a country fan.
Mm. Yeah, do you have any like guilty pleasures, like
musically?
Yeah.
There's like one or two songs like I like Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor, which I'm not proud of, but
right.
Yeah, but I'm mostly classic rock though.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, top three have got to be Pink Floyd, The Who, and The Beatles.
You can't lose, man, with that trio.
Yeah. Yeah, like I grew up listening to that kind of stuff, like Beatles and AC/DC and stuff, so
Okay.
I'm sure that has to do with it.
I'm sure it does, and definitely. Let's see. So, all right, talk about the first Pink Floyd album you ever heard, and
well, that was actually interesting because first it was Dark Side of the Moon, but the first time I heard it was in physics class in high school, because for some reason we were talking about like urban legends or something, so we watched Wizard of Oz with Dark Side of the Moon, and I had never heard it before, and I thought it was like a great album, and then I started listening to more. And Dark Side is probably my second favorite after The Wall. But yeah, so somehow physics class is how I got into that.
that's cool, man. That must have been a cool teacher. I'd love to have a teacher that would let us do shit like that, man. Yeah, seriously, man. What? All right. So your favorite album is what?
The Wall.
The Wall, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The production is incredible. And it's right out of just Roger Waters' soul.
And I've been trying to find the movie on Blu-ray, but I haven't been able to find it so far.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, because
the movie is great too.
There's these two guys named Alex and Adam, I think. Adam and Alex, and they listen to music, right? There's these two like younger guys, and they're listening to like nothing but old shit that people throw suggestions at them, and they're gonna be watching the movie on their Patreon site. I recommend it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's like if I find, I might be able to get that for you, so I might be able to hook you up with one.
Yeah, and it's not just a good movie because it's based on a good album. It's also pretty well made. It's got some good cinematography and things like that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And the animation is creepy and good. I mean, powerful, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, moving on, all right, away from music. What about horror? Are you into horror films?
I do like some. See, like probably my favorite is John Carpenter's The Thing. I kind of like the more subtle horror, I suppose, like without just a ton of jump scares and things like that.
Right. I prefer sci-fi horror too. The Thing is a masterpiece.
Yeah, and one that I kind of want to watch again that I haven't seen in a while is Event Horizon. Yeah, like just like that kind of thing where it's sort of like the I don't know, satanic kind of stuff. Yeah, I prefer that to something like I don't know, Scream or whatever.
Right. I see what you're saying. Straight up slasher movies, formulaic. I like stuff that challenges me. On an intellectual level.
Yeah, and I kind of like watching the classics just to check them out.
Have you ever seen Hereditary?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Jeez, man, that dude is very talented. His name is Ari Aster. He's a very talented director. He also did Midsommar. which both of those movies, man. If you like horror films, watch them. And then if you didn't like them, talk to me about it, and I'll convince you otherwise, because the dude's a genius. He's the closest thing to like the Alfred Hitchcock of your generation, really.
Cool.
So, yeah, very good shit.
And I'm actually kind of like brainstorming a short horror film, so I'm kind of like going around looking for ideas and inspiration. So
he has a great way of embedding like this. It's like otherly powers. One movie it's a cult kind of thing, and in another movie it's like they're both kind of cult things in a way, but there's more supernatural to it, and man, just like whoa, blow my mind. I like it. Let's see, we're at the. What about, all right, so do you read any horror science fiction? Have you ever read any Lovecraft or Poe, any or Stephen King, something like that?
Well, I've kind of been listening to some sort of like audiobooks on YouTube of Lovecraft. I don't think I have the attention span to listen to the whole thing of the several hour long ones, but like I said, I'm kind of like looking for inspiration and stuff like that. So,
he's definitely influenced so many writers, man. That's for sure. The whole idea of cosmic horror, otherworldly God, the gods that created the gods, kind of thing.
But other than that, I don't think I've read much horror.
Okay. What about sci-fi?
Let's see. I read the book for Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that counts.
Right. Have you read any other Crichton books?
I don't think so. I mean, I started the one for the Lost World, but I haven't finished it.
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't seen that one. What about? Do you have a favorite television series?
Well, my top 3 favorite shows are South Park, Mystery Science Theater, and Frasier.
Nice. Oh yeah, Frasier. Yeah, that's a ringer, dude. Nice choice.
Probably the best sitcom.
Indeed. Really good.
And I do MST3K nights on weekends usually, because I love watching bad movies.
No doubt. The Brain That Wouldn't Die is probably one of the greatest worst movies you'll ever see.
That's actually one that I saw before Mystery Science Theater, because I watched it with my dad.
Yeah.
Because he was like, watch this stupid movie and watch how they keep a head alive using a rig made with like radiator hose.
That's so funny, man. And she could talk and shit, because there wouldn't be any air moving through. There's so much wrong with it. But it's still funny. And then the thing in the closet, it's really it's good shit. That's cool, man. I really dig it. Do you play any video games?
Yeah, I have an Xbox. Like one of my favorite series is the Assassin's Creed series.
Oh, really?
Right now, I'm playing Valhalla right now. The one where you're the one that's in Viking times.
Nifty.
I've played like the whole series though, because I like stealth, and like I said, I'm a history buff, so they go together well.
I gotta say something to Johnny Hellcat. Take that back or you'll be on my poo-poo list, man. Take that back. Midsummer was a good movie. I'm kidding, but I'm messing with them, y'all.
Yes, and that's right. That's right. Dr. Keeve is. You can never overestimate the importance of springs in this world.
Indeed. It's like Midsummer. If you watch the director's cut, it makes a lot more sense. But there's places I understand. I'm sorry. I love me some Johnny Hellcat sometimes, and this is not an unfriendly disagreement. This is kind of like, poking back and forth. Man, it's drama. There's so much drama, man. I don't even. I shouldn't even have to explain that shit. But some people, they'll say, "Oh, Johnny Hellcat and IRATE," and it's like, nope. Wrong. Anywho, we're moving on, as they say. What about anime?
I can't stand anime. I make fun of Jack Gunsky for it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the animation style. Like the storylines are always like really weird. I don't know. Like I watched Sailor Moon with my sister growing up just because, she watched it, so I watched it.
Yeah.
But then looking back, it's like, wow, that's dumb.
Yeah. Can you explain Sailor Moon to me? What is it about? Why is everybody into it?
I don't know. Big anime titties, I suppose.
It always comes down to the titties, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like even that I can't get into because all the women in anime sound like they're freaking like 7-year-old girls. So it's just creepy.
Yeah, I understand that, man. I totally do. All right, so shifting gears again, getting down. Somebody said they wanted to know your hair color and your eye color.
Well, like I said, I'm a redhead, and I have hazel eyes.
Right.
Got a police sketch artist in the audience or something.
You want to know how tall you are?
Yeah, want to know my priors? Yeah. I think I'm between like 5'10" and 6 feet.
There you go. Depends on how long you slept the night before.
Yeah.
That's a joke with me and Uzi. All right, so do you have any like scars or tattoos or piercings?
I don't have any tattoos, but I do have a scar on my chin from when I was a kid, and I fell off my bike and split my chin open. Had to get stitches, and it wasn't pretty.
So yeah, flew over the handlebars.
I think so. Yeah, I put on the brake when I was like going down a hill.
Yeah, that front wheel.
Yeah.
Yep, done it. I've done that a couple of times. And we don't even think of that as being like crazy or dangerous, right? But back in the day, we didn't have to wear helmets. It was a thing. No helmets.
Yeah, that's how you separate the wheat from the chaff. Yeah.
Indeed. Nowadays, exactly. Let's see. All right. So you don't have any piercings?
No.
Okay. So, got a couple questions here. In 40 years, what do you think people will be nostalgic for?
Jeez. 40 years. Probably being able to say what you want on social media.
Yeah, that's kind of coming up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Terry Harpo doesn't say anything because he knows what's good for him.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's interesting. Why use Groucho Marx obviously as your avatar?
I just kind of like his comedy style. Like I like the old Marx Brothers movies and just his smart ass style, and plus he's always it's kind of like the old thing of kind of like going against authority and making it look stupid. So I thought it was kind of a good mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like Duck Soup and Animal Crackers are probably my two favorite of the Marx Brothers movies.
Yeah, you can play on the piano.
Yeah, on my stream, I used to have an outro with music from Animal Crackers, but I got a copyright thing and I had to stop.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I used to end it with the "Hello, I must be going" song.
That's great. Good classic stuff. Do you have any collections?
Let's see.
That's for Becca.
I mean, I suppose I have like a movie collection. I don't know if that counts, but and I have most of the MCU on Blu-ray.
Cool.
I don't care what anybody says. I like the MCU. Not all of the movies are great, but you know, overall,
I like it fine. You know.
Overall, I really like it.
Yeah, I'm a Stan Lee. You know, I that's what I grew up reading, Stan Lee. You know, and yeah, that stuff is solid. You know, those movies, the Avenger movies, were great. You know, there were so many of the Spider-Man, you know, and some of the X-Men stuff wasn't as strong in my opinion, but you know, I did like First Class. I thought that was a great movie. Let's see.
Yeah, Days of Future Past is a great one. Oh, and I suggest you.
Yes.
And I suggest you time out Jack Gunsky in chat because he's just telling lies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The MCU does not suck.
Jack, please be civil. Oh man. All right. Moving on, as they say. We're getting there. We're getting near the point where you need to queue up your questions, as it were. People.
And meanwhile, the DCU is just continuing to circle the drain with the latest Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know, man. I just only the Batman shit really rings good to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, and basically the best thing I had was the Tim Burton Batman series. You know, I would have killed for the kinds of superhero movies they have today.
Indeed. I need to thank JP for $20 donation. Thank you so much. It says, remember to lick the smash button, y'all. I hear it helps. Thank you so much. $20. Nice.
Always good advice.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. People. Wait, give me, let's see. What's your favorite board game?
Let's see. I mean, right now I'm playing Pathfinder. Does that count as a board game? It's more of an RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
It's basically like D&D.
Okay. I haven't been in game shopping forever, man. It's been it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, but just to show what dorks me and my friend are, we used to make our own sort of a Warhammer type, or I don't know if it's Warhammer. I haven't actually played that before, but using our Star Wars Legos, and we would just divide up the different vehicles and figures and just create a battle. And it would last for a while. Yeah, I'm also a big Star Wars fan. Not of the sequel trilogy, but you know.
What have you seen The Mandalorian?
Yeah, The Mandalorian's pretty good.
I'll dig it, man. I was like, oh, thank God, when I saw it. It was, I recommend The Mandalorian, people. If you like the first three, which are 4, 5, and 6, you gotta stick with it. You know what I'm talking about.
I like it.
Go ahead.
I like the idea of basically doing a spaghetti western in the Star Wars universe.
Exactly, man. And Favreau is spot on with all that shit. I love his stuff because he really, it's just, he sends a love letter, you know, to the genre, and I love that. You can tell he loves the shit.
If they had someone like him who knows and understands Star Wars, like actually in charge of the official Star Wars movies, then maybe the sequel trilogy wouldn't have, you know, gone off a bridge the way it did. You know, they need their own Kevin Feige type character,
right?
To be in charge and like understand where things should go and all that stuff.
Right, and keep it out of the fucking toilet. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I totally agree with that. So what useless talent do you have?
Let's see. Useless talent. I mean, I have some dumb things memorized, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know, have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater?
Of course, yeah.
Oh yeah, because there's one episode where the joke is that they're doing like charities, and the one that Tom Servo is working for is helping children through research and development, and Mike goes, "Oh yeah, Hectorad, I know them," and Tom says, "Oh no, that's the acronym. Helping children through research and development stands for, hi everyone, let's pitch in and get cracking here in Louisiana doing right, eh? Now then, hateful, rich, overbearing, ugly guys hurt royally every time someone eats a radish, carrot, or d'oeuvre and never does dishes. Eventually, Victor eats lunch over Peoria, mit ein Neusberger Tod."
Mit ein Neusberger Tod?
Yeah, it's German.
Yeah, it means somebody's dead. Neusberger's dead. If anyone could go back in time, if you could go back in time and spend a week with anyone, excuse me, who would it be and why? Anywhere in time, any person.
I mean, probably my dad, because
Okay.
I was kind of like a mid-teens when he died, and like it's been long enough, so you know, like I can look back on him and just remember the good times and things like that. But one thing that I wish is that like I could just hang out with him like as an adult now, and just sort of like have guy time sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like just hang out as guys rather than as father and son. Because like I've hung out with like my friend and his dad, and I don't know, just that kind of thing. I feel like I missed out on. So I don't know. I think I would probably do that.
Yeah. So what would you say is your spirit animal?
Jeez. Does it have to be an actual animal?
Not necessarily.
Oh. I mean, hell, it might be, I mean, hell, it might be Groucho.
Okay. I like
just
that,
Just because, like I said, I like his style and just his being a smartass and challenging authority and stuff like that.
Nice. All right, so so definitely get your questions and start popping them in, because we're doing the pivot questions, also known as the James Lipton questions. I don't know if you ever watched this Inside the Actor Studio on PBS.
Well, I've seen the Saturday Night Live version of that.
Oh, well, all right, so you know the guy with the glasses and the beard.
Yeah, where Will Ferrell played him back when Will Ferrell was funny.
Yeah, I see. I don't know these people. I quit watching so long ago. But all right. So he would always ask everybody these same 10 questions. Okay, and he died. He died about this time last year, right before all the coup shit kicked in. And so I decided, I added that to my repertoire. All right. So are you ready? We got 10 questions. Just the idea is to answer them kind of quickly, like a Rorschach kind of thing. So what's your favorite word?
Perfunctory. I just like the way it sounds.
What's your least favorite word?
Toxic.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? Or all three?
Jeez. I suppose seeing something that I've made and being proud of it, I guess.
And what turns you off?
Creatively? Let's see. I suppose cliches. Just like when I'm watching a movie that's full of just cliches, and it's like, wow, this writer or director had no creativity at all.
Yeah, man, especially with formulaic shit. It can be tedious. All right, so what turns you off?
Isn't that the one I just answered?
My bad. I thought I read it over. All right, what is your favorite curse word?
Kind of like dipshit.
All right, what sound or noise do you love?
Let's see, sound that I love. I don't know. I can't really think of that one.
What about a noise you hate?
Well, the Quippers United crowd already knows this, but I hate the sound of dry hands rubbing together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Oh, wow. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Let's see. Profession. I would love to just work for like riff tracks, that kind of thing. That just seems like the most fun job that you could ever have.
No doubt. What profession would you not like to do?
Let's see. Probably work at Six Flags, just because I've done it and I hated it.
All right, and if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
What are you doing here?
All right, and now we're going to look in the chat for some questions. I'm going to pull up the Restream chat because there's people on DLive and Twitch watching us. Sometimes I'll ask questions, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. All right, here's one. Across the glass, why do you think such mediocre directors keep getting a hold of such high-profile franchises?
Because they just go for the safest crowd, I suppose. Like China, or just people who like just dumb explosions. The Michael Bay crowd, stuff like that. And it's safe. It makes money, and Hollywood doesn't really want to take risks, I suppose.
No, they'll do a remake of a franchise from, what now, 50, 60 years ago?
Yeah.
Why don't you just fucking write a new script? It doesn't make sense, does it? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're moving on. I thought I saw. Okay, here's one. Is it racist to watch animal crackers but not animal?
Yeah, that's a Terry question.
That's
I know.
A Terry question. Yeah. You like turtles? Memes. Memes wants to know.
I like turtles. Not particularly. I haven't owned one.
Scrolling down. Frosted Glass, what do you think? Oh, okay, we answered that. Mediocre. I think I haven't popped in them twice. Is it racist? Terry, y'all asking the same thing over and over again. Do you think Dog Cat Fox is a rapist? Dr. Cat wants to know
that. I think Dog Cat Fox will face justice one way or another. And that's all my lawyers will allow me to say.
What vocal fry do you ever emulate? Rod Sterling or Jack Webb?
Vocal fry? I can't say I know what Jack Webb sounds like. I never watched that. I never watched that show, but I know Rod Serling. Yeah, I do know Rod Serling. Actually, me and my friend this past Halloween, he was Rod Serling, and I was the guy who drops the glasses and breaks them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's the very first episode.
Oh, it was?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I love that. All that stuff, man. Always a good Friday nights. Let's see. You ever watch Scribe's TED Excellence streams?
Do I watch them? I'm the one who made the bingo card. Yeah.
That's a definite yes. All right, where do you find articles you post in Lords of the Night?
Well, like I said, Medium is always a dependable source, but I do have just a list of sites I cycle through sometimes. I go Slate, Salon, Vox, and Vice.
You had 100,000. Is that $1 million? No, that's $100,000. Oh no, that's $1 million. You're right. If you had $1 million and had to spend it all on one thing, what would you buy?
Let's see. I would probably want to start like my own film studio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you play yourself in a movie?
Definitely not. Me and my friends have made like movies just for fun in the past, and I hate watching myself on camera. So I'm a terrible actor, and I always cringe when I see myself.
Yeah. I still am not used to the sound of my voice, man. And I've been I was on radio in college and shit. So I've heard it a lot. What led you to start the corner streams? That's a good question.
Well, like I said, it started that time where I sort of filled in for Jack Gunsky when his power went out, so he couldn't do his Quipper stream, and he was like thankful and asked if I ever thought about streaming, and I had been toying with the idea of just doing the kind of articles I usually submit for MSS News, just the really cancerous, really stupid ones.
Yeah.
which is what I do on my stream, and I throw in some games and stuff to make it a little more fun.
Sweet. Let's see. What am I looking at? What about turtle caves? Dr. Kiev wants to know.
Depends whose turtle cave it is. If it's mine, then no.
All right. Would you? All right. Who would you play in a movie? All right. If you wouldn't play you, who would you play?
Someone in a coma, so I didn't have to act.
This group in the chat are the best question askers we've had in quite a while. I want to encourage you people to return every Sunday and ask these awesome questions because they are good. You got to give them that. Would you rather time travel to the future or the past?
Let's see. I suppose the past, just because I would know what's gonna happen. Plus,
Right.
that way I can, potentially get rich or impress people from knowing what's gonna happen.
So if you could go back in time, okay, and be at any place or in a really seminal historic event, what would you want to see unfold?
Jeez.
I'd like to see the Battle of Kursk, or Operation Citadel, depending on how you look at it.
I mean, from a safe distance, but I think it would be pretty cool to see Hiroshima or Nagasaki in person.
Nice. Get that tan going there, bro.
And like I said, I hate anime, so it would be cathartic.
All right, Dr. Kiev said, did you see my text messages?
Did I see what?
Text messages? Frosted Glass, I know you made the cards, but I never see you in the chat.
I'm not always there live, but I do usually watch them after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I do like his TEDx streams usually.
Nice. Okay. And on that note, IRATE prostate, that's for someone else. What? I'm confused now. I'm old.
I think the text message question was directed at Check Your Logic. So.
Oh. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, because I don't have Dr. Keefe's number, so that would be strange.
Fam. I know. Well, I thought she was talking about DMs or some shit. You know how things are. We all communicate nowadays. Well, all right. So this is where I'm going to wrap the questions from the chat up, and I appreciate all of them. If something pops up, I will address it before we end. But we're at the point now. All right. So we're back at the YouTube, okay, as a subject. And who would you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber that you would like to promote?
Let's see. I think Jack Gunsky could use some more for his Clippers United stream.
Okay.
He has a pretty cool bunch of people on his streams, if I do say so myself. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure I can think of.
Okay. Well, did you have a YouTuber that you think is way overhyped and you don't understand it?
I mean, I'm sure there are a ton. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I never really got into PewDiePie, I suppose.
Yeah, I totally hear that. All right, so this is where I ask you: do you have anything new, content-wise, that you have in the works? It's kind of a promotional, self-promotional thing. So if you want to, you can kind of combine it with, your schedule and stuff, and tell everybody. The links, all right, for Mr. Frosted Glasses, Twitter, YouTube, and Discord are in the description. So I guess it's okay for people to just join your Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and every week I do the corner, usually on Thursdays or Fridays, depending on the guest's schedule, and that's it's me, Jack Gunsky, Moonshock, and Terry Diamantis. And like I said, we just look at most cancerous articles, throw in a few games to have some fun, and it's usually a good time. It's
Nice.
typically at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, and I always tweet it out beforehand.
Cool. All right. So so you people need to subscribe to this guy if you haven't. JP, I appreciate everything you're saying out there. I see what you're saying, and if there's anybody you would like to see interviewed, and I haven't thought of it yet, please slide me a DM and give me some ideas or put them in the comments. Hell, nothing to be secret about. I appreciate that. Cool. I'll show my shit real quick. We're at the end of the line, dude. This has been fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're all right, you having fun, or is it just a?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Just a meh experience.
No, it's been fun. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, man.
I know, man. I'm being a dork. All right, so Tuesday, not Monday, because Monday is the national championship football-wise, and they got to watch the Alabama Crimson Tide try to win it. So Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. Becca Fairley and I are going to be, we do a thing called Extra Credit, which is focused purely on communism. And I think we're going to watch a TED Talk about capitalism, which ends up being something that you want to throw shit at.
That ought to be good.
Of course, Friday, do the Creem stream, midnight Eastern. Just as usually news of the week. Sometimes chicks with fat booties dancing. Sometimes people having car wrecks. It just depends. I haven't had a lot of like human circus type reels lately because we've been focused on all this exciting stuff that's been happening since the election, just before the election. So, next Saturday, I don't know what's going to happen with accelerated deconstruction, but I'm sure it will be good. And a week from today, I'm going to have RVA DAR. I don't know if y'all know RVA DAR, but if you've hung around the Lords, you definitely run into that name, or any of the other people. I appreciate it, Jack. I appreciate the compliments. People are so nice. I'm gonna start crying. Shit. I feel like it must be my period or something. I don't know. And on that note, I don't have anything.
This Thursday, I believe you'll be on the corner, right?
That's exactly, man. Thank you for reminding me, because I've got it written on my calendar. I just had it covered up with the Lipton question. Sorry. But yes, Thursday night we'll be doing the Frosted Glass, the corner, and I'm gonna have fun with y'all guys. I know Moonstock and Terry, and who else? Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Okay, so yeah, it's the United Quippers crowd doing different shit, having fun. I'm gonna have fun, man.
And every week we see if we can finally raised Jack's blood pressure enough to push him over the edge.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah. What usually enrages Jack?
Oh, just the usual commie shit.
Yeah. Well, you know, he and I are from the similar cloth. You know, Cold War babies, man. We know that communism no good, never will be, never has been. You know, unless you want to kill a lot of people, then it's a really good choice. And on that note, let's say goodbye. I'm saying bye. Say goodbye, brother.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks for coming, everybody. It was awesome. Good show.